Hello, thank you for watching this video today. My name is Gustavo Caiobi. I'm from Hit Capital, and today we are going to talk about the Golden Visa in Portugal and how to apply for it. As you know, this is a very interesting program that the government has created. And here in this presentation, we are going to show you how to apply for this program in the next 30 to 90 days through investment funds, one of their alternatives. So who is this program presentation for? For investors that has financial resources, that has the desire to obtain the residence visa in Portugal, eventually apply for the citizenship in the future after meeting some of the requirements and getting complete information about the whole process, because it takes time and sometimes it's very difficult to doing it by yourself. So if you think that you feel comfortable with all this information, this presentation is for you. So what are the key features about the Golden Visa? The minimum investment period is 5 years from the date that the Golden Visa is issued, is granted to you. There is a mandatory stay in the Portuguese territory for 7 days per year during the whole period that you have to keep your residence authorization. Depending on the case, you have to renew the visa according to the local law. This one applicant can extend the application to your spouses and children. And of course, we always recommend you to have a legal advice to deal with the whole process during the investments. So why Portugal? I think that this is a very interesting question that many people ask about. So basically, as a foreigner living here, I can say that safety, good health quality, and good education are the main services that people are looking for. In addition to that, good restaurants and food are amazing here in Portugal. You also have beautiful landscapes with amazing beaches, and the climate here is really, really good. So I think that these are some of the reasons that people are willing to move to Portugal, and I believe that you will have agree with some of these reasons once you come to. This presentation and this program is not recommended to digital nomads, because there is a specific law from the government if you want to be considered as a digital nomad here in Portugal. If you intend to spend more than 180 days here in Portugal, this presentation is not also for you, and the program is not also for you, because you have other paths that you can use to obtain a visa. If you don't have any patience to respect the bureaucracy of the process, it's also not for you, because as I said, you have to keep your investment and deal with the government for at least 5 years from the moment that you receive the visa. And to get there, you will take some time as well. So if you don't have patience, definitely it's not for you. And most important, as I said, a legal assistant is also very important and interesting to have, because there are some things that you have to deal with the public services that sometimes is very complicated. So if you don't have one, definitely it's going to be much more complicated for you to pursue the Golden Visa path. As I'm not sure if you that are watching understands about the program, but there are 3 main categories that people are investing to apply for this residence permit. One is the transfer of 1,500,000 euros to Portugal to invest in financial products. The other option is to purchase real estate assets that starts from 500,000, and you can reduce the amount according to the conditions of the asset. And finally, an investment of 500,000 on venture capital funds This is where we are inserted in, and one of the alternatives that has been growing for the past few years when we talk about golden visa. What is the most important things and the most attractive things about investing in funds instead of direct investment into real estate? First, it's less you have less bureaucracy. So basically, you don't have to come to Portugal. You don't have to understand the location of the asset because you are dealing with a management company. You have to fill out the forms electronically. You have to understand the investment policy, the investment strategy of the fund, and that's it. And then it's just like any other financial investment that you make. When compared to a direct investment to real estate, sometimes you have to deal with a notary to sign the deed. You need to appoint an attorney as your representative here in Portugal. So there are several things that turns the process more complicated than just investing in a fund. In addition, about investing in a fund, you don't have any extra costs, which is amazing because you know that you are investing the necessary amount to apply for the program. You have your legal fees, you have your government fees, but just that. You don't have any other costs associated to the investment. And this is something that when you have an investment direct into real estate, not necessarily you can feel like that because you have costs related to the asset, you have costs to register all the documents, so you have several other costs that you don't have investing in funds. And finally, I think that it's one of the most important advantages is related to the taxes incurred in your investment. Basically, whenever you have a capital gain on direct investment to real estate, you have to pay 28% tax in general. And if you consider investing in a venture capital fund, then if you are a non-tax resident in Portugal, you have exemption on capital gains and distributions that you receive according to the current law. So this is a huge goal if you compare to the traditional way that people were used to investing to apply for the golden visa. So that's why we are here today. I'm doing this presentation for you because to show the benefits and the attractiveness of investing through. In terms of the program itself, we'd like to say that there are three important pillars in the process, and all of them must be done in parallel because there are several steps that you have to do. The first one is to hire a lawyer and apply for the local tax ID. I think that this is the first step to then open a bank account in Portugal and then fill out all the forms and that you need for the golden visa application and to invest in a fund. And in parallel, as I mentioned, open a bank account here is also very important because it's one of the most time-consuming part of the process. So as soon as you can start opening the bank account, you will speed up your process. In terms of selecting an investment fund, basically, as I mentioned, you have to understand the investment policy of the fund, make sure that is aligned with your risk profile and your goals. And then once you have decided, you just need to fill out all the documents so they can do the management company can do the onboarding, and then you can be ready to invest. It seems complicated, but once you start the process, things just flow naturally, and then you're going to be able to apply for the program in 30 to 90 days, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation. We understand that there are several common fears among our investors and potential investors. So the fear of losing the money that you're going to invest, getting involved in the bureaucracy and not able to move ahead with the process, and not being able to live in another country because of the distance. So we understand, and after talking with several people, that there are several fears, and here we are to assist you, to help you to feel more comfortable and make sure that this is a very good investment and the right path to pursue not only an option to live in a different country, but in the future, we never know, to apply for the citizenship or permanent residency that we know that sometimes is very important depending on the location that you live today. So basically, as I said, they are all legitimate questions that we are here to help you and assist you in the whole process. The most important enemy that we have in the process is the bureaucracy. As I mentioned, we are talking about public services and several documents that must be provided, but the lawyers are here to assist you in the process to track down this enemy and reduce any pain point that you may have during the process. And of course, we are also here to assist you and show you the best investment option according to your investment profile, so you can feel comfortable pursuing your dream, your goal to live here in Lisbon. And in fact, as I said, I'm a foreigner living here in Lisbon. I'm originally from Brazil. And what I can tell you is that it's an amazing country. I love living here in Lisbon with my family. I recently had a baby, and she's already Portuguese. So it's one of the best things that happened. And it's not only about the landscape, the climate, but also the food, people. It's really amazing living here. And this is some things that I can share with you here. But of course, I'm really open to have a discussion, share my experiences, because this is also very important, so you can feel more comfortable proceeding with this application. In terms of the program itself, if you haven't heard about the possible end of the program, you may not be reading articles in the news, but since February 16th, the government has announced that they want to end the program. We may have a light in the end of the tunnel, and the funds may be one of the options available that will continue. We will have to wait until July 19th to see the new proposed law from the government to make sure that it will continue. But what I can say is that if you want to proceed with the Golden Visa, now you have a window of opportunity to move ahead. And hopefully, as I mentioned, the venture capital funds will continue, and then it will be an option that will last at least for a few more time when compared to capital transfers and the purchase of real estate directly, that certainly that the government will end in the short term. And as I mentioned, we will know in a few days. Talking about the fund option, which is the one that we are here for, it's important to highlight some of the benefits that you have with this structure. And here we mentioned 4 of them. So the high governance is very important because you have several service providers involved with the development of the fund. So basically, these give you a certain level of comfort that you can have investing from abroad. The tax attractiveness, as I mentioned, is also very important, because non-tax residents in Portugal is tax exempt. If you become a tax resident here, it's going to be 10%, which is also more attractive than the usual 28% that we have on capital gains on financial investments. In addition, in terms of diversification, in a portfolio of investments in a fund, you can have different assets, you can be exposed to different assets. So this is very interesting as well, because you can mitigate the risks in your investment. You're not concentrated in just one asset. So this is also something important to highlight. And finally, all the funds, they are regulated by the CMVM, equivalent to the Security Exchange Commission anywhere. So this is also something very important, because we have to follow a legal framework, so people can be comfortable that we are not just investing as we want. We are following the rules of the management regulations. that follow the rules of the legal framework that that is controlled by and supervised by the CMPM. Finally, the funds are frictionless. So basically, you don't have to sign a deed, as I mentioned. You just need to fill out the forms. No tax, no tax or no fees in addition to the investment you have to pay. And the fund subscription documents are really easy and straightforward to fill out. So basically, we believe that this is one of the best options in terms of investments to apply for the Golden Visa. Okay, so basically, this is how we see the Golden Visa program here in Portugal. There are some key points that we like to highlight. That we understand that most people, they don't have easy access to Portugal. They don't, getting a Golden Visa from abroad, it sometimes is complicated, hiring service providers as well, because they are not close. So that's why I'm here, and Hit Capital is here to give you comfort in the process. We are in the market for more than 20 years, providing financial services to our clients. So this investment vehicle is just one of the things that we've been doing since the beginning of the company. We have many people there to provide you all the assistance that you need in terms of investments, and also putting you in contact with the service providers to make the application to the Golden Visa come true. We know that as we are here, we can provide best deals and provide more information regarding of what happens here in the market. So basically, this is how we want you to contact us and use us to invest and put to the Golden Visa Pro. As I said, Hit Capital is regulated by the CMGM, the Security Exchange Commission. We are also audited by Ernst Young, so one of the big fours. Today we have 3 funds based in Portugal, one in Luxembourg that we do the investment management. We have 6 venture capital funds, of which 5 are eligible for the Golden Visa. Some of them are already closed and fully invested. Others are open for new subscriptions. So that's why we want you to get in contact so we can talk more about the funds that we have available. And additionally, we also manage portfolios for individual and institutional clients, providing them tailor-made solutions. So basically, as I mentioned, we are a financial firm providing financial services to our clients. Here are the people behind the wheel. So Joaquim Luis Gomes is our CEO and the one responsible for managing and defining the strategies of the company. He has more than 35 years of experience in the financial markets. Pedro and Nuno are here with us, also providing their services for our clients according to their areas. And finally, myself, as I mentioned, with a track record in wealth management, and today developing new businesses here, and also a part of the board, the executive board of the company. And in the next slides, we are going to show you some of the beliefs and values that we have, and our processes and mindsets. So I will not talk about each one of them, but here is just to give you some information about us, who we are, and what we believe, because this is very important so you can understand our values, and you can feel more comfortable with the person and the company that you are dealing with. Of course, I'm open to discuss further about them, but basically this is what Hit Capital has been doing and who we are. And here are the funds that I mentioned, that some of them are eligible for the Golden Visa, they are open, and some of them are already closed, but something that we've been doing in terms of investments for our alternative funds. Well, I hope this was a very informative session, and you could get some information about the Golden Visa program and Hit Capital and the investment funds. If you want to know further about any of these topics, or you just want to reach out to me to know my experience in Lisbon and in Portugal, feel free to contact. Here is my LinkedIn homepage, and also the link to my Calendly to schedule a meeting directly with me, so we can talk more about it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great day. I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.